was 7 years old, I had a school teacher who thought it would be a really good idea for the students to learn to speak at the front of the class. The idea was every morning a different student would come up to the front and do the opening exercises. And I don't mean calisthenics, it was the, singing the national anthem. For the extroverts in the class, that was a great thing. But for those of us who were a little more shy, there was a certain amount of trepidation. Won't go into the details, but when my turn came, it didn't go well. All the kids laughed, and I was embarrassed and ashamed. And in that moment, what was a normal apprehension of doing something new became a fear of public speaking. So how is it that I'm standing here at the front of you now? That's what we're going to discuss today, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guest. I've learned to control this, and you can too. So fear of public speaking actually has a name. It's glossophobia. And it is the #1 phobia. It outranks spiders, snakes. It even outranks the fear of dying. #1. It affects 75% of people to some extent, and for 10% it's completely debilitating. They simply can't do it. It will make them sick. Why do we fear it? Well, we fear the unknown. We don't know exactly what's going to happen when we get up at the front of the room. Anything could go wrong. We might fail. We might not get our message across. We might appear foolish. Most of us say that we don't really care what people think about us, but for most people, there's certain individuals that we do care. Maybe it's a boss, maybe it's a family member, and we don't want to appear foolish in front of them. We might trip as we're walking up to the front. We might have a wardrobe malfunction. And we might bore people. Do we really feel that we have something of value to say? So what does it feel like? Fear of any kind is exactly the same as what our ancestors felt when they saw a glimpse of a saber-toothed tiger stalking them. It's fight or flight. Our bodies are flooded with chemicals that program us to do those two things, either fight or flee. So what happens? Our heart rate increases. When you're afraid, you can feel your heart pounding. Your breath becomes shallow. You get butterflies in your stomach. Why? Because digestion stops. You don't need to digest anything when you're running away. You need all of your resources to do with those two things. Shaking. It's your muscles getting ready to move. Lightheadedness and dizziness, it's the same. You don't need to think about what you're going to do to that saber-toothed tiger. You just have to do it. What can we do about it? First thing we have to do is relax. And that's not easy. You can do some exercises. You just tense your muscles and release them. That will help. Deep breathing helps. Deep breathing stops that shallow breathing and puts you into a different place. Visualization. Athletes do this all the time. Athletes will visualize themselves running a race, crossing the finish line, whatever their sport is, because your brain can't distinguish between what's real and what's vividly imagined. So when you visualize, your brain thinks that this is actually happening, and that's why it works. You can prepare your mindset. So when you're off to the side before you're introduced, you can put yourself in the right mindset for your speech. If your speech is serious, then you want to bring yourself down into a serious mindset. If it's lighthearted, then you want to lift yourself up. Experience. This is actually part of behavioral therapy. And I know it sounds counterintuitive if you're afraid of public speaking, but you have to do it to overcome the fear. How do you do that? You start in front of the mirror. You stand, you present to yourself. You may want to present to a trusted friend, someone you know who's not going to judge you, who's going to support you. You can record yourself and listen to yourself, and then you can improve as you go along. You need to find a safe place to practice. For me, that was a school. In 1999, a bunch of companies were getting rid of their computers. And I went around and collected them, and I did a presentation at my kids' school. It was full day, and I did it 4 times. I talked about technology. I let the kids take the computers apart, put them back together. How could I do that? Because it was safe. I was talking to a bunch of kids. They were the same kids I'd been yelling at the weekend before. Don't slam the door. Right? So standing in front of them didn't seem intimidating. If you start in a safe place, then you can start to build your confidence. And of course, you can come to Toastmasters because this is your safe place. Once you start to get confidence, then you need to start speaking at other places too. Because the more practice you get, the more comfortable you're going to feel. Pick a subject that you care about. There's nothing like caring to make your speech sincere. Plus, if you care about it, you will have learned about it. You'll know this material. You won't need to think, you won't stumble. It's genuine sharing. And you want to focus on the material, not on your audience. Because the fact is, it's not all about you. When you're looking out in the audience and you're telling a joke and you see someone who's sitting there and they're sullen and glum, it's not about your speech. It's not because your joke isn't funny. It's because they had a fight with their wife. It's not all about you. So present your material, address the material, and don't worry about what's going on in the audience. Some people will get it, some won't. That's okay. Don't be afraid of a moment of silence. It's not just the ums and the ahs. You actually have to feel comfortable with a pause. Are you searching for a word? Maybe. Or maybe you're just pausing for effect. Nobody out there is going to know. Nobody knows but you. So don't be afraid to have a little bit of silence. So it's important to remember, it's normal to feel nervous. Even experienced speakers feel nervous before they walk up to the front of the room. Your audience won't know if you make a mistake. You may have your speech written out, you may have practiced it, and when you get up here, you miss a bunch of lines, you may say something incorrectly, but if you don't tell the audience, they won't know. And we forget that. We'll say, oh, sorry. Or we'll stumble and retreat and cover it again. There's no need for that because they don't know. You can use techniques to appear confident. And that's very personal, whatever it is for you. Maybe it's how you dress. Maybe you need to dress for success when you're doing a speech. Maybe it's something that you keep in your pocket. I don't know if any of you saw the movie with the little boy and the older man, and he had a paperclip, and he used to keep the paperclip in his pocket. He gives the kid a paperclip. Maybe that's what it takes for you to feel confident. So whatever you can do it. And most importantly, have fun. This should be fun. It shouldn't be torture. So just relax and have fun. Mr. Toastmaster.